Welcome to Unlock Your Soul Memory. My name is Iris, and I'm a provider of hypnotherapy sessions. I'd like to share with you some insights I gained in regards to past life regressions, the ones I had myself and also the ones I gave to others. So, what I already mentioned beforehand is as a soul, you don't have a gender. You can be born either male or female. And as a soul, you also don't belong to a certain culture or country. You probably have been born on every continent, at many different places, within many different cultures. And knowing that means we can overcome all these kind of categorizations and differences because we see, okay, I was in a similar position like the other person last time. So it's something that helps you to gain a sense of sympathy with the other. Next thing I really find interesting is when you have past life regressions. We experience sometimes lifetimes that are far, far in the past, way back. Sometimes lifetimes in Atlantis or Lemuria, or even going back to sort of like the beginning, the experience, the beginning of your soul. What I noticed is that very often we have an interpretation of these experiences through our lenses, through the lenses that we have in our lifetime now. So, how we understand the world is very often also how we understand the perceptions we receive from the past life regressions. What do I mean by that? For example, when someone goes back to a lifetime, and I had it several times, back to Atlantis, they describe how they have these magical powers, and it's so exciting, and they can fly, they can walk through walls and so on, and it appears really magical. What we don't see there is that the conditions on Earth were different and the density was different. And we see ourselves as a human, and we think we have lived like a similar experience with a similar physical body. But that's not the case. The Earth developed over several different stages of consciousness or influences of streams that were feeding into the planet. And therefore, we had different conditions. I'm not sure whether it's already well explained, because we just look from our lenses, we just see the world as this very dense and physical material place. But the density wasn't always like that. And so things were possible that are not possible at the moment. And things which sound like fairy tales might even have been a reality far back then, because we had different conditions on this planet. I know it sounds weird, but just give this idea a thought. So whenever someone is having a past life experience, they always come from their own paradigm, and also their own sort of upbringing plays into it. So it's never like unfiltered. It's never just the raw experience, but it's always filtered through the lens of the eye, of the self, of the soul. So that's another thing I have observed, and it's very fascinating because you realize we really are one focal point of awareness, every soul of us, and a very unique one, which makes it very beautiful and exciting actually to realize that there's so many different ways to experience this world, this universe. Next thing that's very interesting in regards to past life regressions is the point that you might experience a continuation of things, a certain pattern. And if you go back researching why is that pattern within your life, going back to these lifetimes, you realize sometimes it just started with a very mediocre incident, maybe even just a tiny thought, or maybe some experience that was not even related to you, but this sort of had the snowball effect that's now created a very big challenge for you. And that's also super fascinating to see the continuation and the accumulation of more stuff piling up to a certain issue. Next thing, and I guess the last thing I want to mention for now is, as a soul, you come with a certain intention into your life and you have set yourself certain goals or aims, and you might want to work on some specific aspect or some specific pattern or challenge you experience. It doesn't mean that you have to bring all of those challenges from past lifetimes with you. It can also mean that sometimes when you feel like it, you might choose a lifetime that's easy, where you just can relax and where you can just nourish yourself. So there are so many different options for souls. It's not that you are forced into this tornado of energies and incidences and patterns. No, you have this amazing free will of yours, and with that you can craft your own life. And that's the most beautiful thing also to see within past life regressions, is how empowering it is, how empowering it feels to realize that you have this wiser part of yourself, you have this higher part of yourself that courageously was sending you on a mission, or was courageously deciding to go on a mission to work things through, which also is beautiful because this means that we learn to trust in ourselves. That's from me for today. I might add some more videos for that, but for now I've shared like the main themes I have observed, and I hope you enjoyed it. Looking forward to seeing you next time, and take good care. Goodbye for now.